Welcome everyone to another edition of Maldives Dive Sites. As you know by now, if you've been following the series, this is just an ad hoc series whereas whenever I go to the Maldives, I record as much footage as I can to produce a small video, typically 5, 6, 7 minutes long for you, my diving viewer, to gain an understanding of the site. So if you go there in the future, you would know what to expect. Remember, in the Maldives, the conditions change throughout the year. Visibility changes, the current direction changes, and the big stuff moves around depending on what time of monsoon it is. Don't take what I show you as cast in stone. That's why on all the videos, I let you know what month it was. In the future, I may refilm the sites if I dive at a different time of year and it's completely different. How do I put these videos together? It's quite a simple format. I do a little description of what I saw at the start. I then film the dive guides briefing. Sometimes that's pretty good quality. My filming, not that the briefings always tend to be pretty good. I then edit that briefing down just to make it give you, so you get a flavour of the site. So I did have a couple of comments, oh, the briefings aren't very good. They are good. I would tell you in the video if it was a bad briefing. So just take it that the briefings are about double as long as you see at least, and you get a lot more information. But as I said, I just want to give you a flavour of the site. And then finally, I put together a montage of what we saw during the dive in the sequence of the dive. And you'll notice that a lot of the dives start off quite barren, particularly on the channel dives, because what the boat does is it drops you up water or up tide or up current of the channel opening, so you don't miss it. So sometimes you have a 5, maximum 10-minute swim if there's not much current to the mouth of the channel, if it's a channel dive, and then for the rest of the dive you have beautiful stuff. So that's just how I put these together. So let's get on to the next site. Kuda Giri wreck. A great little site and a fantastic Giri. This dive site's in my heart, and the reason for that is we're in South Mali. We're close to where all the developments happened over the years, and coral is coming back, and that's why I like this site, why it makes me happy. The wreck's great. Unfortunately, our boat decided to dump 22 divers on it all in one go, and it's too small for that. We were anchored on top of the wreck, or moored on top of the wreck, so we could have gone in, say, groups of 4, 5 or even 6, because you go down to 35 meters where the propeller is, you're going to be short on bottom time, and then you can take the rest of the dive going around this beautiful Giri with lots of stuff to see. But yeah, definitely a nice dive site. Don't spend all your time on the wreck. I didn't spend much time on the wreck, it was just too crowded for me. I just went and got enough footage to show you the site, but spend time going around this beautiful little Giri, because it's well worth it. Highlights in particular are the glassfish, which you don't see so many of it in the Maldives nowadays. So enjoy this one. It's a good one for me. Definitely one of the nicest sites in South Mali for people who like coral and lots of small stuff and all that sort of stuff. All right, hope you enjoy it.
The first dive is quite a nice dive site. It's called Kuda Giri wreck. So Kuda means small, Giri means a underwater island where you cannot navigate over, so the top is very shallow. And wreck, of course, there is a wreck on that dive site. Close to the island of Giri, we have the Giri, which you can see as this bright white spot. And if we zoom in, this Giri takes you about 40 minutes to go around. Normally we do not have a lot of current on this dive site, so it's very easy to navigate. Alright, so what we do, we start at the wreck, because that's the deepest point of the dive. The wreck is situated like this. It's deliberately sunk for diving, but even the engine room is still intact. You can enter the engine room for those who do have a wreck specialty. It's a small passage where you can go in, and the engine room is still intact, which is here at the back. It is deep. Getting into the engine room is about 32 meters, and if you want to visit the propeller, which is around 35 meters. The top of the boat is 30 and the front is 22 meters. In the front of the wreck you also have a cargo bay, which has big entry and exits where you can go in and go out the same way. So if you want to penetrate the wreck, this is possible, and especially in the front it is easy accessible and easy exit. When we're done at the wreck is a little bit more like this. We're gonna head out to the Giri, where we have on this side, on the wreck side, a steep wall with some overhangs, really nice. And when you get around, you have some blocks, which is filled with glassfish. On this dive site, after COVID, we saw a lot of newborn table coral. So you will see a lot of new table coral, also some elkhorn and steckhorn coral. So good news on this dive site. Here in the blue you will see some fusiliers, you can see a turtle. It's a little bit small things.